Alright guys, we're out here. It's Thursday. I didn't wind up coming out or actually, sorry, it's Friday. I didn't wind up coming out yesterday afternoon. Wound up sitting out. I wasn't feeling quite up to an afternoon hunt yesterday. I wasn't quite hurting, but I wasn't quite not. But, with fibromyalgia, I don't want to push myself too hard. But it's a good thing I waited. When I drove by the neighbor's cornfield, they're cutting it. So, I don't know. I always have good luck when they're cutting the fields. So, it's just one of those things. It's my first afternoon hunt of the season, so we'll see what happens. So, we're going to try something different. I haven't been back to visit the mock scrape that we put up at the beginning of the season, so we're going to go take a look at that and see how it looks and probably sit in that stand. So if you'll bear with me, we're going to get dressed. I also took the liberty to bring another one of my favorite toys. Give me 2 seconds, I'll pop it out and show it to you. Here at the farm, we're having a lot of issues with coyotes and possums and coons getting into the chicken house and bothering the chickens. Hawks and stuff really don't bother me, they need to eat. But coyotes I don't really particularly care for because they have a tendency to like to eat fawns and turkeys and stuff like that, and I would prefer, me and the family to eat deer opposed to, the coyotes and the fawns. We got a southwest wind, so it'll be perfect for the stand I'm sitting in. It's blowing pretty good. It's not too bad. So give me 2 seconds, I'll pop out my air rifle. It's a really good air rifle. So it is a Beeman. So here it is, from tip to tail. It's got a 3x9 scope on it. It's not adjustable or anything, but it's a Beeman with a breech barrel. Also, it has a replaceable barrel. It shoots 177 or 22. Today I'm using the 177. The only thing I didn't like about it is the scope it comes with. You really can't change out the barrels and expect the for it to shoot really well. And the one thing I have had an issue with is the 22. I can't get the 22 sighted in with the scope. So what eventually I'm going to have to do is buy a different scope to put on it, and so that way I can shoot both barrels. I just haven't gotten around to it yet. The power of this gun is just unimaginable. When I was sighting it in at home, I live in a small city, and as long as it's not discharge with not firepower, but black powder or any powder whatsoever, you can shoot it. So as I was shooting it, I shot it into my crossbow target at a distance of, 15-20 yards, and it blew a hole through the crossbow target and still had enough of a discharge to put a hole through the wall of the garage and into the garage itself. So taking a coyote with it, as long as it's a headshot or a good clean kill shot, I don't have an issue with, out to about 65-70 yards. So she's a sweet little gun. She's zeroed in out to 65 yards, so if it's not within bow range, I'll be able to take it with the air rifle. So hopefully, you know, if I get a crack at a coyote or some squirrels or something like that, I can get that on camera today too. So let me get dressed, and because sun control is a major thing. I never dress it, well, I can't say never, until it becomes fall or a hard freeze and it gets cold out. I don't dress at home, and I rarely do it then either, because I prefer to dress out in the field. When it gets really cold out, to break the wind, I get dressed in the tobacco barn, or you know, try and get dressed as quickly in the field as I can. So during the winter, that's where I get dressed. So I'm not going to show you me getting dressed because no one wants to see that. And we'll see you in a few. Okay guys, we're in our home for the next couple hours. Mosquitoes are kind of rough tonight. It's 72 degrees, 73 degrees out. Got a nice little wind blowing. The little mock scrape we set up needs more deer urine in it. They were using it, surprisingly. We're kind of running a little behind normal. I would have been out a couple hours earlier, but Emma stopped by to say hi and spend some time with them. But here's our view for the night. Nice field. So that's the fence row I shot at the 8-point last year without my release. Okay. Last year had some does come through that shooting lane right there. Last year it wasn't there. This year I cut it. Well, my son cut it. Cut some shooting lanes through there for me too. This is the epic food plot that there's some in it, but not what I was wanting. Got a deer run right up and through there. There's bedding all up in there. I've seen deer back up in through there. So let's stay tuned and see what happens. Hopefully the thermocell starts working really well, because these mosquitoes are miserable. It is September the 29th. Getting close to 5, so sunset is around 7:17. Stay with us, stay tuned. And then here comes some indoor monotony. The bean guy. I was beginning to think I wasn't going to be able to show you guys anything today. Craziness. Look at that dust cloud. I haven't even seen a squirrel today, believe it or not. It is crazy. The only thing I've seen is mosquitoes. So stay tuned, we'll see if we can't see anything. Okay. We just had movement across in the field. If I would have been sitting where I normally sit, and I've been sitting the last two hunting sessions, I probably would have got a shot. If you can see in between those trees over there, deer just walked in Alright. Well, everything's fresh on my mind. I don't know if you can see me real well. What I was going to say is, I was going to talk about my ladder stands. Each ladder stand I own, let's see, I've got 1, 2, 3. 2 I bought, one my best friend Dustin Tart bought me. Come from Walmart. 2 I purchased. No, let me take that back. The 2 I purchased come from Menards. I purchased them in 2014 for $59.99. Dustin bought his for $79.99 back in 2009. He come across from North Carolina to come hunt with me, and took a really nice 8-point. It's on my Facebook page. If you want to go there and look, him and his father Ron Tart came across, and took a really good buck on a friend of mine's land in Kansas, and it was a great week. It was a really great week. And he purchased that, and they hunted out of that. And after he was done, he gave that to me. And that was a really big thing for me. Really, really meant a lot to me. I now use that stand quite a bit when I hunt over in Kansas. It's in one of my favorite spots. I actually hung that in a thicket. The farm we hunt over in Kansas, we only have one piece of timber, and it's about, I don't know, 5 acres of timber. The rest of it's all corn. And I have that stand, and I have another stand I bought off of Sportsman's Guide, and the only 2 stands that I don't have the only 2 ladder stands that I don't have armrests on are here on my father-in-law's property. The rest of them all have armrests. So I feel more comfortable if I have something in front of me for some reason. And I bought these at Menards for $59.99, and they're okay. You know, they work. I'm going to purchase another ladder stand probably next year. Boys will help me hang that. Also, with the help of my boys, well, I say help, but they'll probably be the ones winding up doing it. They'll probably wind up cutting me a ladder, not ladder stand, but a 4-wheeler run down into the bottoms. And I've got a buddy of mine in Wathena, Kansas that'll probably be fixing my 4-wheelers over the winter, with any luck. And that way I can get down to the bottoms, so I can hunt there next year here on my father-in-law. And hopefully I'll be able to pick up an inexpensive 4-wheel or 2-wheel drive pickup truck. Doesn't matter to me. When my mom was still alive, she bought me a full-size F-150 that I absolutely love, and I traded it in on a Ford Ranger, and I prefer, I don't know, F-150 over Ford Ranger. I traded it in on the Ford Ranger because at the time I was working at Allied Barton, and I needed 4-wheel drive, but I miss my F-150. Just because I'm a big guy and I like my big trucks. And yeah, and my grandson that we're raising with autism misses his trucks too, so hopefully I can find a 97 through 2000 F-150 with an extended cab with any luck. It's easier for me to get in and out of them anyways. And the towing capacity is a lot better with a four-wheeler too. Like I said, that way I can get in and out of the bottoms easier, because right now the reason I don't hunt the bottoms is sorry about that. Way to get to the bottoms is too steep for me to get up and down most days. That's why I quit hunting the bottoms. So it's one of my favorite places to hunt in the world. It's neat because you got this little miniature waterfall. You got a creek that runs through with a miniature little waterfall. I used to take the kids back there swimming when they were little. And that's where I used to hunt up until my back just gave out on me. And the last buck the only buck I shot on this farm was a nice spike in 2008, right after my last right after my first arm surgery, when they promised me I'd be back to normal. Yeah. When actually it was 2007. When they promised me that I'd be back to normal, I went back there and 5 yards with my Fred Bear, my first Fred Bear, and 7-yard shot. Hard quartering to me, and it ran, I don't know, 50 yards piled up. And I thought I'd never hunt again after that, because my hand was shot. Basically what had happened is I tore all the ligaments in my hand, crushed my ulnar nerve, a whole bunch of other stuff like that. But they assured me I would. So, but like I said, I miss my boy. Up until this year, up until last year, he hunted with me every time I walked in the woods. And, most of the times I walked in the woods, I won't say every. But, I took him, I'm a firm believer in, there's more to life than school and work. I would take my kids out of school. I took him out of school. I don't know, as much as I could, to take hunting. Small game hunting, large game hunting. From the time he was 8 on up till his senior year in school. We didn't really force him to get a job until then. He waited until he was 17 to get his driver's license. So, like I said, take a kid hunting. It's one of the best benefits in the world. I mean, it makes you feel good, and they enjoy it, and it's our next generation. All of us here from Hefftys Hillbilly Outdoors, have a good day. I'm going home to eat supper with my lovely wife and my youngest son and my beautiful grandbaby. Have a good night and have a good weekend. I may or may not see you again. Bye.